Summer is almost here at the farm, and we're already getting started on our first crop harvest of the year. There's a few things to check on in the month of June, crops to harvest, and a lot of new direction to be introduced into our line of moonshine. Welcome back to the farm. You can find a link to this series in the description or in the comments below, and of course, check out the channel page for other farming series you might like. Well, it's June here on the farm at Shady Country Distillery, and this is the month to harvest our rye. It's time to harvest the rye. I thought so last episode. I said I thought it was going to be June, and sure enough, our rye is ready to harvest. There's a few things I want to get done this month, but this is obviously, yes, this is definitely the main thing we're going to be doing today. And this episode, we're going to be harvesting our rye. It's finally time to harvest. We've been here almost a year now, so it's finally time to start harvesting some of the things that we planted since we've been here. Something else I noticed there's a few things I noticed while I was out in this field today, actually. One of the things is, last episode I was remarking on the growth stages of the grass and how I like them here on the map of Kalinovka. How it starts off, the grass starts off like this, and then the next stage of grass is where it is, it's fully grown and it's harvestable. And then the next stage of grass is like this, where it's kind of seeded a little bit. Well, I just noticed when now that it's June, there's another stage to the grass. We're over here where this is the part of the grass field that hasn't gotten mowed for a couple of months. And here it is as high as the meadow grass over here and just slightly different color now. Over here it's like full height and seeding. I imagine by next month this might just turn into look like the meadow grass, just might get all kind of dusty colored and like this. So that's pretty cool. I can't say I've seen that many stages of grass growth. Maybe I haven't paid enough attention, but I don't think so. It's very cool either way. I like the kind of natural way this field looks. Anyway, there is something else I noticed out here. A couple more things I wanted to say about this particular field here. I guess I can say that. So about the end or so of last episode, we got that new big piece of equipment, that air cart, and I parked it over there, somewhere over there. And I said something about getting another vehicle shed for our farm, which we do need because we have a lot of stuff that's parked everywhere. I think this grass field here would actually be a good spot for a vehicle shed. I was thinking back there in the back of the yard, but that would be better suited for more apple orchard or something like that. Out here, we have this big grass field. We don't need all this grass, and we've got some trees here. This would be a good place to put a building right here. It would look nice, and it'd have great access to the rest of this field. I think something like that. And then there's, while I was out here in this field, because I was getting harvesting done, I was harvesting up all this grass and hay, which is now, this is all put back at our farm. And, well, I was looking through the trees back there. There's an old tractor parked way back there, and I want to visit that later. I just saw this flash of blue in the trees. And I'll address that later, because for right now, we've been out in this field long enough. But yeah, there's an old tractor that I want to have a look at. I went and had a look at it. I'll show you. And it's parked at a used building material sell point back there. I don't know. We can look at that later today. For now, let's get to work on... one thing I want to do is I've been kind of keeping up with our production here at the distillery, because right now we're still running the strawberry jam moonshine. And our greenhouses right now, they're not putting out strawberries at the moment because we need more seeds. Our supplies are fine, but we need more seeds in our greenhouse. So we want to pull out... There, we got just one pallet of seeds, I guess. 1,000 liter pallet. Is this... Yeah, that's the one we want right there, actually. I mistakenly thought... so I'm going to put this back. And we're going to grab the other pallet of seeds. Actually, you know what? We are going to grab this pallet of seeds. Yeah, because we got two greenhouses. Yeah, so we are going to grab this. We're probably going to want both pallets, actually. And yeah, I know I grabbed it crooked. Well, and we don't have a forklift now, so until we have something else, that's the easiest way to scoop stuff up with this tractor, is to kind of go in there at an angle. Anyway, let's get this over here. So we're going to want to drop this off. Yeah, both greenhouses are out of seeds. So we might have to get some more. Let's see. So here's a full pallet of 1,000. Let's see. what the greenhouse is going to take. Not a whole lot. Okay, well, I see. I thought it might take... well, now we're going to have 2 partial pallets of seeds. Oh, it's taking more. Now it's... There we go, 300. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have 2 partial pallets of seeds. Well, that's what happens sometimes, I guess. I grabbed the wrong one, and... Alright, I think... Let's see... No, it didn't take them all for that one, but this one, it did. So this one still, for whatever reason, it's not taking them all. There we go. Now it's taking them. There we go. All right, so now we got a pallet of 400 and a pallet of 300. Well, that's fine. Maybe our cedar has some room in it. Yeah, it might. So what we're going to do is I'll just leave this pallet out because our cedar and our planter probably are like only partially full anyway. So we'll leave this out. That way we don't have 2 partial pallets of seeds in the storage. Yeah, kind of didn't think about that at all because I accidentally took the wrong one. Well, it's cool. We'll just put this here so I'll see it. And then, actually, that's the bad place to put it because, well, A, it could get hit, but also the planter is big. The planter doesn't fit back here, so the planter wouldn't be able to come back here and fill off of that. So let's put it out here somewhere. I'll put it out by the planter. So I'll remember it over here by a stray hay bale. So yeah, we got more grass and hay, which also we're going to want to throw in our composter. That is right, yeah. I'll just grab this stray hay bale right here. Our composter is just about out, and of course we want that to keep making compost for us. We need that for the greenhouse. So yeah, I want to get to our rye harvest, but first I want to make sure our production is all up to snuff here and working. And we do have some moonshine that needs to be run to the sell point. We can handle that later. We've got a few cases of moonshine ready to be sold, which is great because we're still hurting for some income here at the farm. And also, I see down there this tractor could use some repairs as well. The tractor needs repairing. Well, just maintenance, you know. We put a lot of hours on the tractor. It just needs some more maintenance. Alright, so this is going to the composter. And then we'll grab, if we have a partial grass bale, which I think we do, we'll grab it as well. Okay, so hay, it's got 3,700 liters. Excellent. Grass, yeah, it only has 500 liters in there. I'm pretty sure we have a partial grass bale that we can toss in there. So that'll keep our compost running. Yes, we have a partial grass bale. It's over there, stacked in the corner. Okay, square bale, grass. Yeah, it's just got 1,000 liters in it. Yeah. So let's just take that. It's something. It'll get our composter rolling. Might actually want to take out... Yeah, you know, we're going to want to take out another bale. Oh, and while I was baling that field, I found a great trick, which I already kind of had set up, but I guess the point is what I did was a great proof of concept for... Let me find it. If you recall, when I was picking up rocks, I made a counterweight for the tractor out of a bale of hay because the tractor was kind of struggling under the weight of the rocks. Well, it turns out, now I can't see, now I can't find where I put it. Oh, I know where I put it. Let's go in here. So it turns out that this bale of hay counterweight is excellent. It was letting me move 2 bales at a time. When I was baling the field, this right here was letting me load 2 bales at a time. I mean, it figures, right? The tractor can pick up 1 bale, so we make a counterweight out of 1 bale and we can pick up an additional bale. Yeah, I mean, the math checks out. Well, yeah. So yeah, this was allowing us to move 2 bales. But I don't need it right now, as we're just going to go ahead and deposit this and grab another one. But I thought I'd show you. Yeah, I'm going to just keep that grass bale back there. As it turns out, it makes a great counterweight. So let's put that there, and then we're going to grab 1 more bale. And it's not going to take the whole bale, but it will fill up the composter. So yeah, I wanted to show you this, but we're not going to be moving more than 1 bale, so I'll just put this back here. But yeah, that counterweight works great. Always make sure, yeah, we don't want 12 out of 12. We want 1. There we go. And we'll have to just put, Yeah, it's only going to take about half of this probably. But I want to make sure our composter is topped off. So we'll get this put in there. And yeah, I guess now it's about that time to be harvesting our rye. For now, of course, we'll be using it in Moonshine production, but for now, we're just going to be storing it in our silo while I get that, set up. While I get the new part of that side of the production set up, we'll just be storing it in the silo. All right, I think that has used all it's going to use from that bale. Yeah, so we just got like a third of a bale left. Well, I'll go park this back in the bale storage, and then we can get to harvesting the rye field. Let's get this hooked up to our tipper. And looks like we got probably, well, this is a 5.8 hectare field, and we've got it divided into 5 sections pretty evenly. So probably a little over 1 hectare of rye to harvest. I'm not sure how the yield's going to turn out, but I look forward to finding out. Let's get this stuff set up out here. We'll just set this up over here. I think I really should have washed this off after the last time I used it, and it may seem a little pointless, but I think I'm going to wash this. I'm going to spray this off. Yeah, I should have washed it. Yeah, I should have washed it off after, but I'm going to spray this off right now real quick here. It is filthy. I know we're just going to get it more dirty, but it's disgusting. I should not have parked it and left it like this. Definitely want to get up in here and stuff. But really, this is probably pretty good. Just mostly wanted to get it largely ungunkified. All right, so let's get to harvesting our rye. It's great that we have now been here. Yeah, I've been here long enough that, yeah, finally harvesting one of the crops that we planted since we've been here. And what's great is this is going to provide us with that straw. Of course, obviously, this is providing us with the straw that we'll need for our composter, because we put some hay and grass in there. That's the only thing that we have that requires straw. Well, that and our chickens. Our chickens also need straw, but yeah, this will give us straw for our composter and also for our chickens, with quite a bit left over. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of straw we don't need, which we can sell. Yeah, because I don't think we're not going to have any other need. And our composter uses maybe like a bale of straw like every other month or something. It's completely insignificant what our composter uses, really, which could also be said for the hay and grass. So we're going to have some extra materials to sell. Great, because we need to make some money. All right, I'm going to get this edge of the field here done. Now, this is what I like here about having grass here. I guess I could have stayed in the harvester. Putting a field of grass in between each of the crops, this is great because it gives us room to do stuff like this, to maneuver machinery around. And it's almost hard to believe that when we first came here and this whole entire field was all canola, I used this same little harvester to harvest this entire field. And yeah, it took a minute. Now, I think this should have the hopper capacity to go all the way around the outside of this field. And after today's work and everything, I'm going to have a look at our production and see how I can start including rye into our, work that into our distillery, lineup of moonshine that we're producing. See how I can work rye in there. We can have a look at the production menu now here in a minute, but I'll get that set up after we're done here today. First, let's get this run around here. Room to work in the field and such. Yeah, this ended up being a pretty good sized field. Sectioning this field off as we did. Pretty good sized sections. Alright, so yeah, let's have a look at this. So, turning rye into alcohol through our still is we're going to do under the just grain moonshine category. It'll be our own brand of rye, but as far as how we're going to produce it, it'll be this recipe here. So we already have those supplies at the still, but that's something that I'll get set up. I will get that set up later because we might need some extra production or things like that. It's going to require some extra logistics, like because we'll have a whole new crop, you know, that we're moving out to the still, things like that. That's what I'll work out later. But yeah, we're going to be using the alcohol, or sorry, the grain moonshine recipe, I guess you could say, basically. But now we should have room to run up and down our rye field here. And that is just about a full hopper. I don't think we're gonna, well, can we make it to the end of the row? Come on, little harvester, you can do it, you can do it. I think we're gonna, come on. Ooh, just barely, all right. Just barely, let's go empty this out. And luckily, we've got a decent-sized tipper now. Remember, we bought this this Kloss tipper, it was a couple months ago now. I'm glad we got it. Fewer trips to the silo to empty it out. Looks nice out here today. It's a beautiful June day. And yeah, it's great. This field is so diverse. We have some crops on this field, like the soybeans, which were just planted last month. And then here on this section of the field, yeah, on the far south side of the field, we have the rye, which we're already harvesting. And in the middle of the field over there, we have corn, which will be harvested. Yeah, so we got rye that's harvested in June, the soybeans at the opposite end, which we just planted last month, and somewhere in the middle, we'll be harvesting our corn. So this field should have a nice kind of rotation to it a little bit. All right. Well, let's get back out there and let's harvest some more rye. You know, while I'm back here, I'm gonna get some more of this cut to give us more room to turn around. But first, so before I forget, I was out here working in the field later last month, and yeah, it's actually on the road over there. There's a roadway back there, but I saw it through over here. Here, come take a peek over this fence with me. I'm gonna see if we can make an offer on this tractor back here. I haven't talked to the guy yet, but I saw it over here, so I wanted to give you heads up. That something like that right there might just be exactly what we're looking for our farm. Yeah, I'll talk to him some other time about that. But yeah, so now he's probably wondering, what's that guy doing looking over the fence? Well, yeah, that guy back there, I'll have a look at that, see if I can make an offer on that tractor. You could just barely see. I saw a glimpse of blue through the trees. I was like, I wonder what that is. Well, it's down there at a sell point. That is a place they sell a bunch of used equipment and stuff down there. But for now, but at this point in the farm, that would require taking out some kind of loan, obviously, which is not impossible. But it's something that I have on my mind because, well, we've got the start to some bigger equipment with that air cart that we caught on sale last month, and we're going to be making some profits. We're going to make really good profits. So I'm keeping my eyes open for things that we could use for our farm that could be used, for bigger work. So I'll keep you posted on that, and we'll check on that. I imagine we're going to get a good amount of straw off this field. I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, I figure we'll put, what we can in our composter, and maybe I'll set 2 bales aside and we'll sell the rest, because money, yeah, we're going to have a lot of profits coming in, especially, once by this fall, we're going to have several different kinds of moonshine coming out of the distillery. I think there's a lot of potential profit. But right now, I'm trying to budget that money so that we don't run out. So we don't run out before then, before we start really bringing in the money. This is a great field. I like this field. And yeah, I think right there in that grass would be a great spot for buildings. We need more buildings, some kind of shelter to store and organize equipment, because our equipment is really strewn about the farmyard over there. We don't need all of this grass area, and I think right there by the trees is not only a pretty spot for a building, but a convenient spot, because we've got crops growing on kind of either side of that grass area there. I think it's perfect. But, a building for vehicle storage is yet another cost, and I want to take a cautious approach to any more money that we spend. We're getting a lot of crop off this field. A a lot off this field. Yeah, this was... Yeah, it was definitely a good decision, sectioning this off like this, because this is... I think this is going to give us just, like, kind of plenty of each of these crops between the rye, the corn, and the soybeans. Like, just totally plenty. And we still have grain from the last harvest in our silo. I'll have to have a look at that. So what's this rye look like? This is a custom crop for this map. And that's something I've harvested before. I want to see how it looks like here. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Crops like this are very common on maps like this right here that are in this region of the world. This map being Kalinovka. A lot of maps from this part of the world feature crops like rye and buckwheat, especially are very common. Rye, buckwheat, hops, and tobacco. I think so? I think so. Are often seen in maps from this region. I've never harvested rye, though, as it happens. But it harvests just like wheat or oats or barley. Alright, let's get this going again down this row. And it looks like, well, yeah, it looks like we're gonna get probably a few more hopper fulls of rye. I'd say probably enough to fill that tipper. You know what, actually? We can, I haven't hired anything out yet since we've been here, have I? No, I have not. I've not hired at all. I'll just tell you, I have not hired a single thing out. You know what? Let's, this field is pretty straightforward. We've got enough room for him to turn around, and this is a straight, you know, straight down and back kind of road situation here we've got. So we can go ahead and work with him, hire a worker there, and we can follow along. Well, this way I get a little more action, I guess you could say. I've not been hiring things out because it's usually not what I do, but there's no reason we can't, and see both sides of the action while we harvest our rye here. That is assuming our worker has enough brains to turn around. I mean, as it happens, he's going directly 270 degrees west. All he has to do is turn around and come exactly 90 degrees east. Hopefully he's smart enough to figure that out. We'll find out. And then we'll just follow along, and won't have to make any more stops to empty the hopper, because that harvester, that Rastelmash, does not have the largest of hoppers. Yeah, he's going to have no problem following our field, it looks like. So we can go ahead and we can make runs to the silo while he's doing this. There we go. Oh, it's good working in tandem. I enjoy working in tandem with a worker. Whoops, sorry about the camera there. The camera does not want to go around the outside of the harvester, so we'll have it over here, I guess. Yeah, I like working in tandem with a hired worker, especially when everything is working in orchestra as it should. However, it's even better when I have the cruise control of the tractor set appropriately, which I don't, but that's okay. Small field and all. Alright, and you know, we've only got half of a hopper. Yeah, this tipper, very good purchase, this tipper. It's why I got it. But we can go ahead and go ahead and take this to the silo because, well, it's big and it's heavy. It's going to track up our field, and there's no reason to sit here and let it get heavier when we can go and empty it because we've got a worker to continue, you know, harvesting for us. Oh, did I leave room to get out with this trailer? Yeah, I think so. I think we got room to get out with this. This holds more than I thought. Yeah, I thought this had a capacity of maybe like 15 cubic meters or so, but apparently a lot more than that. So let's drop this off here at our silo. Yeah, so far he has charged $50 in payment. Yeah, they don't charge much money. It doesn't cost much to hire a worker. So the reason I don't hire workers usually, it has nothing to do with how much they charge, because it's not much. It's just because I like to do the work myself. But as much as I like to do the work myself, I also often enjoy working with them when, you know, like now, when I'm confident that they can do the task assigned to them. And he's got pretty easy rows up and down the field to do. So yeah, I was pretty sure that I could trust him to do this, and it looks like we can. So we'll just get up here and get back beside him. And then we're going to have a lot of straw baling to do. Yeah, I mean, not really a lot, but a lot of runs up and down the field, because this harvester has such a narrow header that we're going to have to do a lot of up and down trips. Did I get this aimed right? I think so. Yes, I did. Ish. Yeah, close enough. We can move out a little bit here so we're not cramping him. There we go. Well, this is a nice, pleasant way to harvest. I've not hired workers and worked with them since we had the farm in Big Flats, Texas. Yeah, it's the last time that I was hiring workers and working with them like this. And I suspect here in the future, here at Shady Country Distillery, we're going to have bigger fields in the future. Well, there's plans for that. I mean, I'm looking at that New Holland tractor over there. I haven't even talked to the guy yet, but I want to see if that's a possibility. It looks like it's for sale the way it's sitting over there by all the, I don't know, I got the impression that it was, right? And then we got that used planting equipment over there, or we get the start of a good sized, you know, planting setup. We've got a sec while he does that. If we wanted to get to go with that air cart, and maybe we'll find one of these used too, but the piece of equipment we would want that goes with it is going to be right here. These right here. We would get this one here. That's not incredibly cheap, but that would allow us to work a lot larger areas. And so anyway, that's what's going to go with the air cart. I'd like to see one of those, you know, used. But if the time comes we need it, well, we'll see. We'll see. For now, yeah, it's just kind of killing time while we wait to pull back around here. The other reason I don't usually hire workers as well, honestly, I like doing the harvesting. Now, why do they turn around like that? I don't know, but I guess as long as he's getting the job done, it doesn't matter how he... Wait, what's he doing? No. I thought I was going to have to get out here and correct him. No, yeah, you know, I want to step out of character here real quick and say that I hope in Farming Simulator 25 that they can fix that. I mean, this is 2024. We literally have artificial intelligence that can fool people into thinking it's an actual person. But yet in this game, they can't even make a simple turn and go back down a row. I really hope in FS25 we see AI workers that can actually do something this simple. You have to accommodate them, you know, like so much to do the simplest tasks. So I'm hoping, and we'll find out. I have the game pre-ordered, so starting November 12th. Well, I can't say when I'll have the videos up, but I've got it pre-ordered. So it's safe to say that the next series and the next farming series here on the channel will be in FS25. That's what we're going to be doing next. I look forward to that. Anyway, that was just a little side note, out of character, kind of, you know. So usually I enjoy driving the harvester, but sometimes it's fun driving the tractor too, like we are now, you know. So he's just got a couple more runs up and down that field to make. Well, here he comes down the field. Time to make another pass with him. Is he getting ready for the last pass, do you think? Nah, it looks like we're going to have one more after this, actually. One more pass west down the field is what it looks like. And this time he's turning around in a more effective manner. It makes a little more sense to turn around like this. Sometimes hired workers are not as dependable and can do some strange things. Yeah, one more pass after this. Just back up the field, yeah. Well, it's been a fun rye harvest, and of course, there's more harvests to do. Yeah, we're going to have 2 more harvests this year, One of corn and one of soybeans. I like harvesting so early in the year, though. Well, we got this rye. This rye was planted last year. This rye was planted late last year, which allowed us to harvest it, you know, so early in the year. So actually, we can follow him back west down the field. Yeah, I just thought of that. I'll wait for him to turn around, and we'll be able to follow him on the south side of the field. Well, this put out quite a bit. Definitely, let me see here. We emptied this once. Yeah, I emptied this once, and it was at about 12,000 liters. Yeah, so we're looking at probably about 20,000 liters of 20 cubic meters of rye. That's pretty decent. From this small, yeah, it is. From this small field, you know, that's probably, had we, you know, if we were to sell it, you know, it's probably like $35,000 or so, you know, crop, which I think is pretty decent. Pretty much kind of calculates, you know, it adds up, this size of field. All right, so he's done. He's just going to park that harvester right there. We'll come get that. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of work to bale just because so many trips up and down the field because of our narrow work width of the harvester there, but that's okay. So for now, yeah, we're going to store this in our silo, and I'll get the production for this sorted out. We might be building an additional still. We're going to have several lines of production going through, you know, especially once it's potato season and apple season. You know, we'll be having potatoes and apples and the strawberry jam and the rye all going into moonshine production. You might want another still. That seems to me like it'd probably be pretty sensible. And then, of course, later on, we're going to be adding corn to that as well. We're going to have well, that's the whole idea for Shady Country Distillery, is to eventually have a wide range of products, you know. And we started off just making the apple moonshine, but I think eventually we're going to offer quite a few products. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this backed in, kind of pointed the right way a little better. There we go. So let's get this offloaded here. And yeah, I want to have a look at exactly how much of this we do have stored in the silo. Let's see here. See, we've still got 12,000 liters of canola from last year's harvest. I didn't realize there was that much. I knew there was some in here. That's good. Well, that entire field was canola. Like all 6 hectares of it was canola. And then our rye that we just harvested, we've got, it's going to be at the bottom because it's a custom crop. There it is. Okay, so I was off by quite a bit. No, about 20,000. That's what I said. Yeah, I said maybe about $35,000, and that is off. Yeah, that was optimistic. It'd be more like, well, what you see there. But anyway, regardless, yeah, about close to 20,000 liters of the rye. Right, well, that'll go into, I'll have a look at that production later after this episode here. Let's get this tipper. Where did we have this tipper parked? Oh, we just had it parked at the grain mill that we've got. We also do have the grain mill. I wonder, what else can we make moonshine from? Well, I was just wondering if bread was an option here. Oh, it is. Bread is an option here. Now, that could be interesting. Well, see, I thought of that because, of course, there's beer made from bread. And I was like, now, see, the thing is, well, we can make the moonshine directly from the wheat or the rye or whatever itself, right? Yeah, but Shady Country Distillery is about more than just alcohol. We make batches of, you know, craft, you know, yeah, craft moonshine, I guess you could say, right? I think maybe taking the extra step to, I don't know, tell me what you think. I think maybe taking the extra step to produce bread and then produce it from the bread would be the kind of quality product that, at least that I foresaw, you know, kind of offering here. So anyway, the next step is going to be, we're going to want to start, let's get the baling process started here. We're going to want to put some of the straw immediately in the composter. And, you know what? Let's actually, we need to make a trip up to the still anyway. Let's take a break and sell some moonshine, make some money. That sounds good to me. Yeah, we need to make a trip up there anyway. We've got some we've got some jam here that could go up there. There's a few more cases in the back of the truck. It needs to go up there, ready to go. Just haven't been. Yeah, we got four cases of the strawberry jam already in the back of the truck. So we're going to toss these in the back. We've got a few cases of moonshine ready to be sold. So we'll just toss these back here carefully. We don't want to break our jars of jam, but toss those back there carefully. And then I immediately drop one over the side. There, carefully like that. All right. Well, let's get up to the still. I'll meet you guys up there, and we'll get this offloaded and get that moonshine loaded up and ready to go for sale. All right, up here at the still, everything looks fine. Looks like there's no new cases of moonshine. Well, there's some already loaded in the car. It looks like, yeah, there's none more that we have to load into the car. The car is already loaded. Let's get this offloaded. There we go. So that is all in the works there. Now let's check on this here and see what we got. So we've got, this is pretty well supplied for the moment. Yeah, we got plenty of strawberry jam in here working. Yeah, I think, especially if we want to make more money, I think building an additional building like this and maybe hiring another worker for our company is going to be exactly what we need. Because as it is, so right now we're just, okay, look at it this way. Right now we're just producing just the strawberry. It was just the apple, now it's just the strawberry. Soon, of course, we'll have, right, like I said earlier, more stuff. And as it is, just supplying strawberries just for the strawberry flavored moonshine, we are already supplying more than it could put out. So I think another one of these, yeah, what I'm saying is I think having just one still is our bottleneck currently. Let's get this fired up. And, yeah, I'm going to want to get back there and strap down those. That warms up. I'm going to get these here strapped in. There we go. All right, let's get this down to the sell point. And we should have, what, about $5,000 or so? Yeah, ish. Worth of moonshine here. That's something. But yeah, we need to make more money. We're putting out more product than this one still can distill into alcohol, of course. So I think we'll have a look at this again between episodes. But I think investing another, it's not that expensive. It'd be a few $1,000s, maybe $10,000, $15,000 or so to get another shed, moonshine still like that up and running. I think that'd be well worth the cost. I think it would pay for itself in pretty short order, to be honest. I think it would pay for itself pretty quick. Well, I'm going to get this down to the sell point. All right, and as we're pulling up, I think while we're here, I'm going to have a talk with the guy here. Well, I've been thinking about switching, not switching, but making the moonshine from bread instead of just from grain. And I've got some ideas that might make it a good idea. Let's see. Can I get this? Let's see if I can back down his driveway. If the cars behind me will allow me the room. Easier to offload this if we can back down here. Mostly, yeah. Let's adjust it a little bit there. Let's get this backed in here. And yeah, let's see what kind of money we get for this here. We're getting, less than I thought. Yeah, it looks like the price is a little bit down. Well, I'm just gonna leave the car running, and I'm gonna have a talk with this guy here real quick. All right, so yeah, I think we're gonna be a lot better off, and it'll allow us to use our products better. So basically, here I'll run you through this. So right here on the grain moonshine, the recipe is like this: it's water and yeast and propane, plus one of these types of grain, right? And the grain to, just looking at the grain to moonshine output, it's 10 to 1.6. Now here, production from bread, this is a little bit more complicated. And he told me it was more complicated, and it is. I'm going to want to have a look at this. And right now, we don't have a way to produce bread. We've got a mill, but not a bakery. But yeah, this could be something. So 7 bread and 10 potatoes, and then 6 grain. The output is 4. But more than just profits, I think a product like the Moonshine from Bread is something original and cool. And even if it's not like, per item wise, the most profitable thing to make, I like the creativity and the art that goes into it. And that's why I want to pursue that. So yeah, I want to pursue making Moonshine from Bread, because that just seems like, well, first of all, it's kind of a difficult algebra problem to work out. Is it actually more or less profitable? But again, I'm not concerned about that. I like the idea of, the intricacies and the art of it. So we'll be looking into that for sure. Again, like I said, I talked to the guy there, and I think that might be a good thing to do. But first, we have a lot more things to set up. For now, let's get back to the farm, and I want to get on the baling some before we end today's episode. And I just realized I got so caught up talking about all this that, I left our truck at this still, and I brought the car back to the farm. Well, that's okay. Whoops. Yeah, I got so in my head, like, talking and thinking about a different kind of moonshine. Darn it, this is our moonshine running car. This is supposed to be up with this still, and our truck's supposed to be down here. I'll trade those out later. For now, let's get our baler up and running. Oh, I left this. I parked this, I guess you could call it weight. I parked this bale weight here because I thought, oh, we won't need the baler. I'll park this in front of this. Completely forgetting the fact that the very thing we're doing today is using the baler. Well, you see, I knew what we were doing today, but I was not thinking baling. I had just got done baling the entire grass field. And I was like, okay, we're done baling all that. What are we doing today? Oh, we're harvesting. Okay, we won't need the baler then. I wasn't thinking baling the straw, obviously. So let's get this hooked up and out there. I wonder how much grass is in this. Hopefully not a whole lot. Oh, luckily not much. Okay, great. Yeah, luckily just a little bit of grass in there, so it won't really mess it up if we start packing hay in there. It won't mess anything up. Or straw, I should say. And yeah, this is going to be a lot of trips up and down the field. Oh, we got to pull the harvester out of there. Well, when we get up there, I'll be sure to grab the harvester. But yeah, this should make us a good deal of straw. I don't think it's going to make us as much straw as it looks like it's going to. These are pretty sparse windrows of straw, I think, because the work width on the harvester is so narrow. Yeah, see, we're not even going to be pulling. Well, still, even at, you think it'll get one bale out of this row? Not quite, but still, at not quite one bale out of each row, that's still quite a few bales. Actually, yeah, we might get a decent amount here, actually. Well, we'll see how this goes. I need to get out there and get this harvester put back away. Yeah, you know what? I'll leave this tractor running here. Look at this fired up. I'm going to get this put away. Yeah, so I'm going to get this baling, and I'm going to get thinking on production things, like I was saying earlier, about various production ideas. And I'm going to get back to you guys here in a few days, the next episode, and I'll definitely have some things to update you on and show you for sure regarding the production. Yeah, we'll have something figured out. We'll be working in some direction or another. And I also want to go see about that New Holland tractor that's parked back there. I do want to have a word with that guy. There's plans to expand the farm and everything, but right now, with so little money, it's making it, well, again, I'm going to have some things that I'll see about, and I'll check back with you guys here on Monday with a new episode. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you then.